Welcome to the second episode of Softail Chef. Tonight I have on a, do I even say tonight? I mean, it's just like this is no time of day. So
yeah, for
welcome,
you it's no time of day.
Welcome to no time of day.
For us it's tonight.
I have a microphone this time, so hopefully the sound will be much better. So what we're doing tonight is a beef Demi Glace. And this is something you can make ahead of time. You make it in a batch. Once it sits in the refrigerator, it'll set up like a gel. You cut it into squares, wrap it in saran wrap, freeze it, put it in a Ziploc bag, keep it in the freezer. Hey, I'm going to make some beef stuff tonight, and I want to have a really nice tasty sauce. Shit, I don't know how to make a really nice tasty sauce. Oh, wait a minute. I have some beef Demi Glace in the freezer.
Yay!
You can take out and throw proportionally 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes according to how much you're making. Put one in at a time, taste, and go, holy shit, that tastes like beef, really nice, and it's silky. So, what you're going to get, what I'm doing tonight, and people do different ratios, do different poundages of the beef parts they're using. I'm using 2 pounds of oxtail, 2 pounds of beef neck, and 2 pounds of beef shank. What I'm looking for out of all this is a deep, rich, beefy flavor, collagen to come out so that it sets up nicely like a gelatin.
That's what we
and
use.
Gives you that nice, delicious, silky texture that you're looking for. Additives that go into it, carrots, a little bit of sweetness, leeks. We have our onions here, we have celery, and the meat and the onions get coated in a little bit of tomato paste, which gives a richer flavor, deeper flavor. I hate to say umami, but umami's becoming, I mean, it's an accepted term. And so we're going to put these pieces of meat and the onion quarters into the oven to roast at 450 degrees until they get a nice brown color on the outside. Now, according to how your oven bakes, it's going to be different. Then when that's done, we're going to put all this into a large stock pot. We're going to throw in our other components, and we will also throw in 20 black peppercorns, 2 bay leaves, and I'm going with, if you compare a Roman laurel or bay leaf to ones you get from other countries. Turkish ones have a little less flavor. Mexican ones are a very good substitute, and you can get those at any of your local Mexican groceries. Those places are great for sourcing ingredients. And we'll cook it until it starts to cook down, and this video is going to be done in 3 parts. This is going to be the first part we shoot. Tomorrow, when I go to doing the painful ass straining, sweet baby Jesus, and cooking down until it becomes a gelatin. I'm already doing that. And we'll cook that stuff down. Then we'll pour it into a pan. We'll put it in the refrigerator overnight, let it set up. Then the next day we're going to take it out and show you the painful ass process of getting it out and not destroying it, cutting it into pieces, packaging it up, and putting it away.
Right.
So 6 pounds of beef, 2 pounds of oxtail, 2 pounds of beef neck, 2 pounds of beef shank, 1.5 brown onions, and I did leave the skin on. Now that's for color and flavor. We have 1 pound of carrots. We have 2 leeks. These leeks already had the greens cut off of them and had very little dirt in them. The 1 stalk of celery, and some people will say, don't use the leaves. There's a lot of flavor in the leaves.
Yeah.
I've done it both ways, and I like to use the leaves.
I like the leaves.
The whole reason we're making it, I've already made a pork Demi Glace
And a chicken.
and a brown chicken Demi Glace. I'm going to do a white chicken Demi Glace, and then for the vegetables Demi Glace, I will have to add gelatin sheets to it because there's absolutely jack shit in vegetables to set up a nice gel.
Yeah. No collagen.
Okay. Now, we're not adding salt to this. Why are we not adding salt to this? Okay. Don't ever, I mean, a lot of people do it, but don't you're going to oversalt things. You can add a little salt up front to recipes like this where you're doing reductions, or if you're cooking a recipe that requires you to cook a sauce down to make it a little bit thicker. Wait till the end to add your salt so you don't destroy your recipe. So with that, all right, so I had a oopsie. These are going to happen. I forgot to say, hey, let's put a bunch of parsley stems in it. Yeah, not really good for anything else. It's got a lot of flavor and a lot of aroma. We'll throw that in at the end too. So all we're going to do now, 450-degree oven. Ignore the parsley leaves on the floor. There are oopsies. Let's get this in there. We're going to bake this right up. This little deliciousness. It's going to be real tasty. You'll see. All right. Tomorrow, we may shoot a shot of what these things look like when they're done. I think we probably will. And then we'll shoot some more tomorrow. This is a process. It does take time. We're going to cook everything together for probably 12 to 14 hours on a very, very low heat. You don't want to get anything burned in the bottom. It'll absolutely destroy this and ruin the flavor. Nobody wants to eat burnt flesh. I mean, it's not like good burnt flesh. It'd be like bad burnt flesh. Not like burnt ends, but more like a human toe that's been roasted. And you had to smell it the whole time. And it's got a lot of jam in there. No bueno. Welcome back. Now we have our meat and our onions roasted from the oven. Look at that delicious golden brown texture. Now we are going to put some hot water in these pans to release the juices. This one not so much. This one's really wet, and that's probably because of the marrow. This one a little dry down here. We want that good stuff, so we'll put hot water in there and get that. Next step, I'm going to put into a large pot everything, including these carrots that I did not skin. What do you want to skin the carrots for? They're going into stock broth, Demi Glaze. You got to take them out. Makes no difference. Don't do it. Got our leeks, got our celery, got our parsley. We'll get our black peppercorns, 2 bay leaves, and we'll let this simmer. And when I say simmer, I mean the lowest setting you can put it on. This will have a very low simmer, bubble every now and then overnight. And then I will check it in the morning and make adjustments as necessary. Roasted these items in the oven for 50 minutes. Now that's my oven. I started out at 30. You may get by with 30. I had to go 20 more minutes to get this nice coloring. So we'll pick this up again tomorrow. Take care of that. Gotta get up all that good stuff. You're just gonna get it in there and just lick it up with your spatula, your hard steel spatula, and just get in there. Lick it, lick it. The pan enjoys it. It's very good. This is the next morning. This is our pot. I'm barely awake and I need coffee. This is how it should be bubbling, very, very little. See all that fat on top? We're going to get rid of that later. After this reduces down to about half, we'll strain it, get all the debris out, and we'll put it in a container to put in the refrigerator, let it cool. Then we'll take the fat off the top and then see how gelled it is. And if we need to cook it down a little bit more, we put it back in the pot at that time and reduce it further to just get more intensified flavors. All right, guys, welcome back. We're into the evening now a little, and as you can see, we've reduced this down a bit, but we've got more reduction to go. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a spider, get the solids out, I'm going to strain them through over here, collect the liquid in the bottom. I will keep the beef. I'll shred that up and use it in another recipe, or maybe feed it to the cats. They might get really lucky and get some really nice stuff. The vegetables are pretty much shot. You're not going to be able to keep those and use those for anything in the... So, no big deal here. I'm just going to get in here. Yeah. Fun, see? Let that sit there and drain. And there's no meat in there. All the meat should be down in the bottom of the container, so it'll be easy to get to. You can use a chinois with this and really go at it, but it's just not my deal because I don't want to have to deal with all the fine particulate that'll be made from doing that. Now, after I cook this down again, about half of the volume that exists, I will strain it through butter muslin, not cheesecloth, but butter cloth. It has a much tighter weave, and it'll get much smaller particles. Problem with that is, sometimes it can get to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, and you got to take it off, rinse it, and then put it back on there because it does get all those really fine particles. So, we'll continue this video later after I finish straining and reduce this again. Thanks for watching. We'll get back in a little. All right, it is 8:35 on Sunday. Come on over and take a look at how this is now. So, I had all of the meat and the veg and the herbs in there earlier and forgot to put my 2 little cloves of garlic in. There they are. All right, so normally you could do this in a couple days, but I was riding and stuff this weekend and didn't have all the time to dedicate to it like I should have. So, here we are, day number 3, and this is 6 cups. We've reduced down from 14 to 3, 6, and 4 to 10 cups. I'm going to reduce that down a little bit further, and once you put your liquid in the fridge overnight, see how the fat all comes to the top, because you do want to get the fat off. You want to defat this. And it comes off fairly easily. I'm trying to get underneath there if it'll allow me, but probably is not going to happen. So I'll just skim it off with a spoon from here. Then I'm going to put it in the pot, reduce it. And then I'll put it into a container this size, maybe a little bit bigger. And tomorrow when I get home, I will cut it into cubes and put it in the freezer, and we'll have it available anytime we want it. It's worth it. Good evening, it's the Softail chef. Yeah, that is not going to work, is it? Anyway,
Yes, it is.
So what I have in my hands is a half gallon of ragu that I made with some leftovers from the next upcoming recipe. What is it? You'll have to stay tuned to see. But I guarantee you, we're going to be having some ragu and pasta. So we're seeing a little mistake I made. You see that cloudiness there? I forgot to do my second straining on it before I let it sit, but you can see how nice of a gel it's made. The liquid in the bottom is from where I heated it up, or I should say placed the container into some hot water to melt the sides so I could easily pour this back into there, and that's also how I will release it before I cut up the final product. But you can see just how wonderfully, oh my god, all that's going to be so good. Adds such a wonderful texture, and you see the shine to it. It's going to bring that shine to the dish too.
3, 2, 1.
So, it's summer, nearing. Flies are about. They will be made to suffer. Dead. All right, so today is the day of the finishing of the beef. And here we are. It is still a little bit cloudy, but I did filter it twice through the muslin cloth. But look, I'm at home. I'm going to get a little bit. It's okay. We're at home. When you put this in a dish, nobody's going to know the difference. Nobody's going to know. So, look how gelled it is. That is how gelled it is. There has been no gelatin added to it. That is all from the connective tissue and the bone. So, how in the hell do we get that out of there? Well, we got to put some hot water in the sink. We'll dip that for 30 to 45 seconds to where it just melts around the outside. Then, we're going to pop this on top, give it a flip, boom, it drops out in the pan. Yeah, I know it has ridges, so any little smart A's out there want to say something, we already know. But guess what? This knife will still cut through it. All right? Yes, the tip is broken off. It's just like Lord of the Rings stuff.
Oops.
It's magical. It'll still work. All right? All right. Now we got a sink that is full enough of hot water. Let's set our little pan down in there. So what we have to do is think of it like this. Oh shit, it's almost too deep. That's a little bum. And what you got to do to the bum, you got to warm it up a little bit so it's more friendly. So we'll warm up our little cold bum, and we're going to dump it out. It's going to be like magic. It's been about 40 seconds. You see, when I turn up the edge, you see how the liquid comes up there? Just a wee tiny bit. I'm going to sit on here for a little dab. Get that water off the bottom. Let's get our pan. Let's give this a flip. Praise the Lord. Praise Jesus. Let's go. There we go.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Smells good.
Yeah, it smells good. Hold. Let me get my beer back. It's so nice. So, I like to cut, well, let's cut down the middle first, shall we? That looks about right. This is not an exact science, people. Come on. Do add it. Don't be jerks. Let's go about in the middle here. That is so firm. It's like, and then we'll go quarter. It's like a nice little, you know, guys. I'm not going to belabor the point. Let's do it again here. So you see the liquid in the bottom. Look at that. Oh my God. I could have probably just went for 30 seconds even. Would have been plenty. It's okay. We got it out of there. You're going to lose a little bit of stuff along the way. Let's rinse this. Yeah. Tastes good. Rinse, dry. You could do it more often. I was too lazy. All right. And you got 4 and 4. What's 4 times 4? 16. So we got 16 cubes of beauty right there for making lovely dishes in our kitchen. So, how in the hell are you going to store that, Dave? Well, I'm going to take a little bit of saran wrap. And you can't get these anymore, I don't think, at Walmart. But the roll comes out, lays down. Look at that. Cutter right there. And what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to touch it because you know what? It's my house. And it's my stuff. I'm going to pick that. Look at that. Big gel joy right there. I'm going to put that down right there. Then I'm going to rinse my fingers because we don't want to get the outside of it all goofy. Now I'm going to just wrap it up to seal it. We'll set that to the side, and we're going to put them in a Ziploc bag. Put them in the freezer. And like, hey, I'm making a steak. And hey, I want to make a pan sauce with that. But you know what? I not have a whole lot of beefy flavor. I'll get one of the smaller cubes and give it a whole lot of beefy flavor. Here I go. I'm touching it. Oh my God, I know people are freaking out. Oh my God, he's touching it. Now, get over yourself. It's okay. So now it's just a process of wrapping them up, put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer, label them. Because if you're like myself, I've made a brown chicken one that's pretty dark, not this dark, but pretty dark, and a pork one that is almost as dark. So you need to be able to tell the difference in your demi glazes in the freezer. I hope that you enjoy this video. If you have questions, message me, put them in the comments. You know, smart asses, I'm going to ignore you. If you're serious, come on through. This is the Softail Chef. I hope that you make this demi glaze. Use it in your cooking. You get 16 pieces out of this recipe. It cooked down from 14 and a half to 4.5 cups. So that's pretty concentrated. 1 cube makes a huge difference in whatever kind of pan sauce. You're making a stew, what have you. If it's got beef in it, throw one in. You will not regret it. It also, besides flavor, texture from the collagen. It coats your mouth with flavor. Enjoy. Until next time, goodbye.